Hello and welcome back to the second game on the ClownCup3 Grand Final. The Viper playing in red as the Aztecs. He lost the first game, so he was probably thinking, okay, I want to go for my best Civ, or maybe one of the best Civs in the game. And therefore he went for the Aztecs here. We can see his main gold on the side, second gold inside forward. We have the main stone in the back actually, the other resources are outside. Third gold and second stone on the right hand side, one really close to his base. Actually quite a lot, at least not too far away from his base. And we have TaToH, who's only now arriving at feudal age. He went with 27 population, I think. Went for a stable here and is going to castle age. This is pretty atypical. We've seen a lot of feudal booming with the Cumans, but not in this game, and therefore we have both players on our way up to castle age now. For TaToH, we have the third gold safe in the back, the second gold safe in the back, but main gold, main stone forward, and the second stone on the left hand side is outside. So if Viper is going aggressive, TaToH might have a difficult time ahead of himself. The thing is, Viper went for Market Blacksmith, is not going for a barracks here, and has only that one Eagle Scout. He, as the Aztecs, he wants to go for the relics usually, and the monastery is coming up immediately. But TaToH is the one who's going for scouts. He's got 3 of them already. He might go for light cav even. He's going with a TC on the main gold and main stone. That's a beautiful TC spot, and another TC probably going to come up either on the wood line on the right hand side, maybe here in the back, or just on the left hand side where a lot of villagers are for now chopping wood. And we have the 3 scouts, scout cavalry actually, taking down the eagle, and for that Viper has to go with either a second monastery or there is coming up the barracks. And the question is, do you go spearmen or is it going to be eagles? And I think spearmen plus eagles may be needed to actually be able and take down those scouts, take some relics. Viper should be able to get that one relic maybe once he has a few military units, but other than that, actually spearmen first and eagle next. As far as I could see, yeah. But other than that, Viper is in trouble as TaToH is grabbing the first relic, and that is the one that is closest to Viper. There's one more really close to Viper's base, the other 3. Actually, they might be closer to TaToH even. This one in the middle between the 2 players. And now Viper is moving out with 2 eagles, 2 monks, a spearman. And TaToH has those 4 scout cavalry, not light cav. He doesn't really need light cav. And now Viper is going with 2 monks to pick up these relics. Could be interesting. Viper dropping the relics off, is picking them up again, and TaToH is not moving in. Viper has another monk, another Eagle Scout here, and it looks like Viper might be able to get 2 of those relics in, but TaToH I think already has 3 in his monastery, 2+1 here, and we're going to see the fight between scouts, eagles, monks and spearmen possibly, or maybe not. Actually, Viper picking off the 2 relics again. It looks like TaToH is not moving onto the monks. Actually, no. I think Viper should be able to get these 2 relics, and therefore Viper is not like too bad with the start in this game. And now we have 3 TCs up and running for TaToH, and 3rd TC coming up on the wood line in the back here, and came up quite some time ago I think. And with 3 TCs and a few villagers on stone, we are most likely going to see Kipchaks. While for the Viper we do see a few Eagle Scouts, Spearman, Monk. He could go forward. He's done Sanctity and I don't know, Fervor maybe? Or did he go for Redemption? I didn't see it, but the monks have 55 HP, and there is now 5 scouts in total. It's actually light cav now. Viper actually went for Atonement, so that's the upgrade he went for here, and maybe another one. Looks like 60 HP, that's 3 upgrades. Now moving forward, Siege Workshop coming up for TaToH, and a light cav just staying in the front. Question is, what are you going to do in Imperial Age, and when are you going to attack? That's from TaToH's point of view at least. Now Viper with the monks and eagles cannot really do a lot. He needs a forward Siege Workshop, and it's actually TaToH who is moving forward with the castle and a Siege Workshop in the middle of the map. Now moving into the light cav, he's got a lot of them actually. He went for a few more. He's going for step lances as well to be able to take down these Eagle Scouts. And now TaToH with full map control. Very interesting approach. TaToH low on food, he spent a lot of that, and Viper will be able to click up to Imperial Age now actually. So Viper is going to have the advantage in the technology. TaToH should have the advantage in military units, and there is that castle forward to take the extra stone, guard that, and with the ram, with the cap ram actually, available for Cumans in castle age, TaToH will try to break in and do some damage. Now in the castle, do we see Kipchak production? Yes, actually, the first Kipchaks in the mix, and we have Eagle Scouts, Monks and Pikemen now waiting for these rams to break the walls. Actually, Viper is re-walling, but the walls are going down really fast here, and I think TaToH should be able to go in. The question is, do we really want to go in? There's too many counter units here, too many pikemen in the mix to actually base your cavalry units against this, and that's also 2 conversions here from Viper. TaToH now clicked up to Imperial Age. Viper is there. What is he going to do? He's got decent resources, not enough for a castle. Actually built one here, go for the trebuchet immediately. And I imagine we should see infantry upgrades, possibly elite eagles coming up, but for now it's only pikemen, monasteries in the way actually. Are we going to see monastery upgrades? I think there was block painting coming up, and TaToH for now cannot really do the damage. He's waiting for the Imperial Age upgrade. He's taking that extra stone, so he should be able to get another castle up. And actually he's got one at home. Very important to see that this one is not his only castle, as Viper is already attacking with one trebuchet and the second on the way. Kipchaks against pikemen, but Viper has a decent amount of pikemen on the field. And Viper with more military units attacking the castle and is already up to Imperial Age, has the score advantage, but not by a lot. And I think TaToH going up to Imp is actually taking the score lead. So this game is really open, neck and neck. And Viper might be over-chopping here. This is dangerous because we have Light Cav, Step Lancers on the field, and also Kipchaks could do some damage. Castle is going down, the Step Lancers trying to approach the trebuchets, but not happening. And that's 3 more conversions by the Viper. Also 4 monks going down, maybe 5 monks. The thing is, Viper is moving forward with the trebuchets. He's adding up archer ranges to get some counterplay against the Kipchaks. I think elite skirmishes might be good here. And TaToH is going with 2 castles, but no more Kipchak production. He's got a scout in here. What is he waiting for? No, he's doing elite Kipchak actually. Very important to see. He's going for that upgrade. Viper going with the castle on the side. Outpost coming up. A siege workshop already here. And Viper is going to lose the villages here. All of them, as the Kipchaks of course are a very good raiding unit when it comes to taking down villages on the open field. And TaToH is going with castle number 3 as well, so it's elite Kipchaks for him. And I guess Rams plus Light Cav, possibly maybe Hussars later on. Elite Eagle Warrior upgrade done for the Viper, missing a few attack upgrades. Of course, we could see the 9 plus 8 in total for the Viper here. But for now, he's concentrating on elite skirmishers. Production for now not happening. The Elite Eagle Warrior is actually able to take down a few of those Kipchaks and do some damage on the others. But the thing is, TaToH is breaking in on the left-hand side with the capped Rams. And Viper, of course, is reacting with the elite skirmishers, but a few of those barracks will go down. And TaToH has enough options to attack. He's taking down taking on the left hand side. He could go through the middle where Viper has a few elite eagle warriors. He could even try to go on the right hand side where Viper is taking stone. And TaToH in the meantime is moving out with villagers, maybe to build forward, maybe to get another TC up. In the middle, nobody's taking these extra resources for now, but it's not really important as the cap rams now finally falling, not without taking down one of those barracks. And yeah, that one should be staying up. But TaToH with that attack made sure that Viper couldn't really attack his castle, so it's a form of defense here to go with raiding and go with ram attacks. Now elite Kipchaks plus 6 and the Pierce Armor section, 65 HP, 8 attack, of course only 6 range, but they are firing really fast, and you can see it here. TaToH is microing his Kipchaks against elite skirmishes, and those skirmishes are going down really fast. Viper needs that big group of skirms to attack at the same time. Now TaToH is moving back as he could see that group approaching. TaToH I think is already 4 castles now, is it 4? Yeah, 4 in a row, and therefore he has a good Kipchak production going. Stables also coming up behind that castle, because Stables units going to be really good against those elite skirmishes. And Viper is behind actually. He cannot go for Halberdier, Aztecs don't have that, and he's missing a few attack upgrades still. That's only the +1 Onager upgrade even done for TaToH. Interesting to see. He wants to use that against the skirmishes. Obviously Viper is going with another castle to guard his gold. And relic wise they are quite neck and neck. 2 relics for the Aztecs, that's like 2.6, 2.7, something like that I think. So Viper should be happy with the relic situation, as he didn't go for barracks immediately, but he's losing more units, and TaToH of course is going for hit and run. He's going to attack units when they're in a small group or in singles, and then run back to try and keep as much Kipchak alive as possible. We have elite eagle warriors moving to the left hand side, taking on an Onager, also raiding on that extra gold. Not a big problem as the castle is protecting here, and there's elite Kipchaks on the right hand side waiting. So Viper doesn't really have a way to attack, and Viper I think needs some form of siege units himself. Maybe it's siege Onager time, maybe we could see siege rams. Trebuchets shouldn't be bad, but not the ideal choice in my opinion. Now that Kipchak should get converted, and it's going down. The castle under heavy attack. TaToH is now sending villagers to get that castle repaired, but Viper has a decent amount of military units, and he has more than TaToH. Is going for Hussars now without any upgrades other than bloodlines. Possibly the how's it called? I don't know. No one makes them faster. Or do Cumans get that? They have fast cavalry already. Maybe they're missing that. That's possible, actually. Not quite sure about it. But that army is also quite strong. And now that castle is going down, but TaToH needs his numbers to be like similar to Viper. He may have the numbers now. He's lacking 17 military units to be on par. But he's got the stronger units here, as Viper has mainly trash units on the field, a few trebuchets and a few monks behind. But that's pretty much it. And we have the lead Kipchaks, which are a very strong unit, of course, gold unit. So more value, which means when you lose them, you don't make good trades, but they can do a lot of damage, especially to the pikemen that are moving forward now. I think TaToH needs to add in the siege rams, and he's actually going for that upgrade now. Might lose that siege workshop if he's not being careful, but the Viper, after tripping down the castle, is not recommanding these trebuchets to move forward. And TaToH going with his own trebuchets as well. On the right hand side, we do see a few stable siege workshops coming up, but Viper is seeing this with the pikemen, is going to try and take down the villagers. On the left hand side, TaToH is getting raided, and Viper with a lot of elite skirmishers on the field, the pikemen in the mix, a few monks even with 80 HP, this is quite a lot, and the siege ram upgrade should be finished soon. As those villagers are getting raided, we have the Kipchaks to defend, and there is Caprams moving forward now. Viper is building castle on the right hand side on a 300 stone pile, and should probably lose that castle. The Hussars cannot approach as Viper quick walling this, and now the pikemen are close, so the Hussars actually able to find a few victims in those elite skirmishers. Not sure how much they can take down, and the pikemen of course surrounding them. And we have the Kipchaks moving against the castle, almost at out castle. The Kipchaks should move away, but the siege rams are already here. Therefore Viper is probably going to lose that castle. No way to defend it, no way to actually repair it, and he's only now sending his army from the middle. Left hand side, Viper is taking the extra stone, but we could see some raiding units, and TaToH is going with the siege rams on the left hand side. He's using Hussars as well. TaToH is playing this really good, and therefore is in a score lead. Viper is never able to get his army concentrated, as he's not as mobile. Of course, elite skirmishers and pikemen are slower, and TaToH is not giving Viper any time to breathe. So now we have the siege rams moving forward, could go against the trebuchets or just go for the castle. Looks like those siege rams should go down. Viper actually very decent resources, maybe except for stone. 202 population, so we should have seen some conversions possibly. Now of course we are below 200 again as more units are going down, and it looks like Viper is able to defend, but that's pretty much it. TaToH is controlling the game, is now attacking buildings in the middle, because why not? I guess he needs a few rams here in the middle as well. On the right hand side the castle went down, pikemen now going against a little forward. In the meantime we have the Kipchaks moving onto the monks. The monks should garrison into the castle, but there's too many pikemen amongst the Kipchaks, so TaToH is moving back here, needs a few more Hussars again. Looks like TaToH, Viper with 105 villagers, has a lot of population and military units, which is good for him. TaToH 129 needs to be pop capped here to have a fighting army, and he is on 186 but not population capped yet, so this could go either way. Viper now finally able to defend for the first time, making sure that TaToH cannot do anything on the side, and he's moving forward. Thing is, Viper now needs siege units. He doesn't have a lot of gold. I think TaToH took most of the extra gold. In the meantime we have of course a lot of gold still mineable on the left hand side, and Viper should move there with the villagers, because gold is going to be crucial in the Aztecs. Yeah, they need a lot of gold usually to have their strongest army. The pikemen for +6 attack. Is it still missing an upgrade? Yeah, Viper is going for the last attack upgrade finally. And TaToH of course wants to have gold units, but siege rams and Hussars can work quite well. And we now do see Hussars moving against the trebuchets. One of them should go down here. And we have 2 counter traps from TaToH. So that trebuchet is getting repaired, but it's on low HP. And we have the Kipchaks to defend against the pikemen. Elite skirmishers should do a lot of damage. They have Atlatl, which is a very strong upgrade. 9 range on the skirms is really good, even though they're missing their last defense upgrade, and I think also Thumbring. I like Atlatl skirms. In the meantime, TaToH is saying, okay, you're going to attack my castle, I'm fine with that, but I'm going to try and raid your base. I'm going for your monasteries, your military buildings, and my elite Kipchaks can do the damage once they're in. It looks like Viper has a big wood line on the right hand side, it's pretty much unprotected, there's no TC close. Thing is, TaToH is not daring to go in, and he might send Hussars later on. For now he lost another castle, he's going to lose the trebuchets here, and he needs to decide, do I go forward with all my Kipchaks or do I go back and defend my base? Because right now it looks like a base trade that is happening. And we have on the right hand side TaToH moving out on a few more villages, going a few more farms. He wants to spread his economy. We have Siege Onager done for the Viper. Actually didn't even see that, but Siege Onager is a really nice addition. One thing is Kipchucks are so fast, it's going to be hard to actually hit them. Of course, TaToH with the Onagers, he could just cut through that forest. And Viper, just in case, is building 2 extra TCs. I like this decision. TaToH failed to go fast into that wood line, and therefore Viper is saying, okay, once you're in, I want my villages protected. We have now TaToH getting the first castle attacked. Actually, it was the first one he built, I think. Or was it? No, it's not the first one. The first one was in the middle. But the forward castle here. And we have Hussars moving into the elite skirmishes. There's a few monks in the mix, but no more pikemen. Looks like we could see a few conversions. Is Viper actually converting? I don't think so. He's just healing up with the monks. He's not able to micro this. And TaToH is surrounding, and the elite Kipchucks are doing a lot of damage. All elite skirmishes actually dying to the Hussars, no pikemen around. The trebuchets might be able to take down the castle, and I think that one is actually falling. But in the meantime, Viper is losing all his army, and Viper doesn't have so much resources in the bank, so many resources. As for TaToH, is low on food but population cap, and is probably queuing up a lot of Kipchucks still. Not so many Hussars probably. We have Viper losing the trebuchets, lost most of his army, and TaToH, for first time in a long, actually has more military units. Now TaToH could still go for the raid. He's got an Onager here, because why not, I guess. We have a TC coming up for Viper on the extra stone and gold, very important to secure these resources. But I see Tram moving into the middle and Hussars to take on the pikemen and mostly the elite skirmishers, while the Kipchucks are actually able to snipe those pikemen once they're approaching the Hussars. Kipchucks plus Hussar, a very strong combination against the Aztecs, obviously. And it looks like TaToH again spreading the fights over the whole map. In the meantime, we have a castle on the right side coming up to protect that newly built economy, which is very nice to see from TaToH. 132 villages is quite good. House them 195, so he needs to get another house even. And the siege trams are approaching the military buildings in the middle. Very good to see that those siege trams are doing damage, and even if it's only military units, it's still something, and it counts for something, because usually players have a hard time to actually keep their military buildings number high, and Viper might be able to do it, but still, it's quite annoying. Now TaToH still with the 20-something elite Kipchucks, and military-wise, Viper shouldn't be too far away. Actually, he's only a little bit behind, but the game is really open, and I don't see who's winning this. Looks like the pikemen took down the Onager, too bad, but not a big problem for TaToH, I think. The siege rams should go down fast. Actually, pikemen have a hard time to follow up, and now TaToH is saying, okay, there is extra stone, a little bit at least, and extra gold on the left-hand side. I want to take this, I want to take control over this, so I'm going to attack your TC even without siege rams. Looks like TaToH now population capped. As for the Viper, 177 population, only 108 villagers, and he is quite low on resources. So he's got a few siege onagers, but without protection they could go down really fast, and looks like Viper is so behind the economy that he might need to build a few more villages. Actually, he's doing that. He's going to 113 now, which is nice. A few Hussars going to the back, but Viper has the TCs here, should be able to defend. He might lose a few villagers, but not too many. And in the meantime, TaToH is microing against the pikemen. That's the biggest problem for the Viper. He's got slow units compared to the Cuman units here, and the Hussars actually moving onto those onagers to take them down. Looks like that's 2 onagers more or less for free. Of course, a few of those Hussars will be dying, but TaToH can easily afford this. Viper in the meantime is saying, okay, let's see what you have, and he's moving on the right hand side. A few siege onagers to attack, that's siege workshops, but again, not enough pikemen, no raiding units, and that's maybe the biggest minus in the Aztecs post-Imperial Age. And the only raiding unit we really got is the elite Eagle Warriors, and they are really expensive. Therefore, we have Viper only doing slow steps. He's able to defend, but he's not really able to make progress. And 56 minutes in, I don't really see who is winning this game. Could go either way. And I'm really curious to see how TaToH or Viper are going to win this game, because one of them needs to win it, and it looks like Viper for now is stabilizing, and economy-wise he's on 120 villagers. I'm impressed to see that Viper is actually realizing, okay, I may need more economy, my army will be good enough even on only 80 units, and Viper is now moving on the right-hand side. I think he should try to go for siege rams as well. He did the siege onager upgrade, but I'm not quite sure if it was worth it. Elite Eagle Warriors though, probably not either. So he needed to go for something. Aztecs suddenly limited in the post-Imperial Age fight, and we have Hussars once again moving in to take down Siege Oranges on the right hand side. The Cap Drums should be able to do some damage. Viper is going for a Siege Drum upgrade. In the meantime, of course, TaToH is microing his skip checks, is trying to do as much damage as possible. On the left hand side, we have Siege Drums approaching once again. Viper is going for more military buildings to protect that castle and get some production going. TaToH, I think, should move on to that extra gold here to get some more resources for the Kip checks and Siege Drums, very important. Of course, he's got those 3 relics on the right hand side, minor fights, but the most important fight right now happening on the left. TaToH is really dictating where the fights are happening because he is so fast with his units, and I think that's a really, really big advantage. Siege Workshop should go down. We might see the castle getting attacked soon. Elite Cape checks destroying almost everything here, and Viper wasn't able to get any good siege archer shots, none that I can see. Actually, this one was quite solid, but those Elite Cape checks have 65 HP, so one siege archer shot is doing a lot of damage, but it's not killing all of them. Siege archer behind the castle, behind the walls is a nice idea. TaToH is camping on the left hand side. Now the elite skirmishers are approaching, but TaToH already is sending Hussars in. On the right hand side, Viper is making some progress. He's actually clearing that little forward, but more damage I feel is happening on the left, where TaToH is now moving in with a few elite kip checks to start and to go for some raiding. Should go for that siege archer first. Beautiful move here. And now he's going in with the kip checks. In the meantime, Viper is losing a castle here. TaToH with more military units on the left hand side, and Viper is really low on military right now. And it looks like 160 population, not a lot of food in the bank. Viper might even be in trouble. He's pulling his units back from the middle to defend on the left hand side. TaToH did not move in, and Viper is open here, so a few Hussars could actually go for those woodlines on the left hand side. There is one TC and another one not too far away, but a few villagers would die here. Of course, Viper is still trying to go with siege units. The siege units go getting killed by those, or destroyed by those Hussars, and it looks like TaToH has an advantage here, not only by the score, but by the map control he has and by the mobility of his army. He can attack wherever he likes, while Viper, of course, is doing some damage on the right hand side, but those pikemen will go down now, and the siege rams are clearing some of the buildings. The castle, though, will be standing. Quite sure that Viper is not going to be able to take that castle down with only one siege ram. Now TaToH is saying, okay, let's try to go in, let's try to do the damage. I have the Hussars, I have the raiding potential. I want to kill a few of Viper's villagers. TaToH has 74 farms, which is a good number for him. He's finally going for that extra gold in the middle, as Viper has no military units around. He's got a few of them between those buildings, between those ranges and barracks possibly. No, it's only ranges actually, but not enough to defend. And those siege workshops are actually to defend the gold. It's not about making siege rams as much, I think, even though you want to get forward siege rams, of course, but it's making sure that the villages are a little bit more protected. The buildings are just standing in the way of Viper's army. And therefore, TaToH is securing some gold here now. On the left hand side is taking gold as well. There's two elite skirmishers coming up, but they're gonna have quite some trouble to take down all these villages fast. And even then, TaToH, I think, will be fine, as Viper is getting raided as well. And military-wise, we have 59 against 47, so not such a big difference. Villager-wise, Viper is like 25 behind, and that's huge. In a post-Imperial Age fight where you need all the resources you can get, 25 villagers can make a big difference. And therefore, TaToH is now moving into the middle, again with siege rams, again with kip checks and Hussars. Beautiful composition, and TaToH, even though he's not far in the score lead, I think he's got quite a big advantage, and Viper is saying the same, as he is now resigning the game. TaToH is winning Cumans against Aztecs, against the supposedly best arena civ in the game. Without the feudal boom, he went for Castle Age, Scout Calves to get some relics in, and then into Kip checks later on. He delayed his Imperial Age to get some map control. Viper fought back, but Viper was never able to really attack TaToH's base. He was able to take down the castle, but that's pretty much it. And TaToH using the mobility of his army to eventually take the game and take the 2-0 lead. I hope you enjoyed this one. See you in the next games. GG.